My name's Tom.
I'm Liz.
And we're the founders of Maxx. Put your hand up if you've ever had an unexpected expense. Keep your hand up if that left you in your overdraft. Now put your hand up if you're currently in your overdraft. For many people, an overdraft or a credit card isn't an option when these unexpected expenses arise, like they do for all of us. Companies like Brighthouse capitalise on this by offering the illusion of a great deal through pay weekly options, but the interest is sky high. For example, an oven that is usually £600 can often cost over £1,000. This is just one example of the poverty premium, where a poor family ends up paying hundreds of pounds more per year than their middle income counterparts. Simply put, it's about paying to be poor.
Having both worked in frontline services, Tom and I have both seen firsthand the effects of the poverty premium. I want to tell you about Jack. So, to protect his identity, this isn't a photo of Jack, but it is Jack's story. Jack has a prepay meter. When he runs out of money, that means no electricity, and that means no hot meals, sometimes for weeks at a time. Jack has to buy his food day to day. That means that he doesn't get the financial advantage of buying multi-packs. Whilst I was working with Jack, he got an interview, and it felt like things were finally turning around for him. But on the day, he realised that he'd lost his Oyster card. Jack has a bad credit history, which means that he didn't have a credit card, he didn't have an overdraft, and he had no cash left. It meant that he couldn't buy a train ticket on the day, and he ended up missing the interview. Jack was stuck in the cycle that the poverty premium creates. As we've mentioned, universal credit was rolled out in the UK during 2017 to devastating effects. In the areas that it currently exists in, 50% of council tenants are already 1 month behind on their rent. This puts them at risk of losing their homes. And in 2018, it's only going to get worse. But 2018 is also a really exciting time in retail banking. There's a new law that's going to be introduced, which means that access to financial data is going to be much easier, and we want to use this data for good. Fintech, or using technology to change the way that we do banking, is a massively growing market. But we've identified that at the moment, most of these businesses are working with people who have disposable income. We think that there are unique financial issues that apply to people on lower incomes, and those are the people that Maxx will work for.
So Maxx is our chatbot. You might be familiar with chatbots from chatting to them when you're doing online banking, or online shopping, or even when you're online dating. We want Maxx to send proactive messages. So what that means is, if your rent's coming out on the 6th, Maxx will send you a nudge on the 4th. And we also want Maxx to send money-saving suggestions. Currently we're in talks with housing associations, because as we previously heard, housing associations are among the hardest hit by universal credit. Housing associations have recognised that tech is one of the best ways forward to find solutions to this problem. We're also on a project with Experian, who are running a project to help people on low incomes to build their credit score through consistently paying their rent. We're also running a poverty premium workshop with Stella Creasy in the new year.
Tonight we're asking for £3,500, which will help with our initial tech development of Maxx. We're also looking for more contacts in the housing association, contacts in the tech sector, and organisations that are working to tackle the poverty premium. We'd love to chat, these are our emails, and if you want to chat to Maxx, head to our Facebook. To close, we're in a situation where schools are washing children's uniforms because they can't afford to use the washing machine at home. Schools are offering parents places at children's breakfast clubs because they're passing out in the playground. And children are turning up at doctor's surgeries with rickets. We've not seen this in the UK since the Victorian era, but we're not in the Victorian era anymore. We've got tech that can solve these problems. So tonight, please help us develop Maxx to help tackle the poverty premium. Thank you.